Hello, welcome. This is a handover video. Basically, we're looking at the outside of the site. This is the Enfold framework that's been built on, ENFOLD. When you get into the back end, you'll see that there's a customization area under SheBirths. These are the theme settings here. So you're able to click through here. If you need immediate access to the CSS, the styling for the site itself, you'll find these areas very useful, and any additional CSS will apply most quickly against this quick CSS. Okay, that's just a heads up on the theme. When you click in, you'll see that on any page there are a number of content templates that have been created. All you need to do to activate that and the visual builder is to select advanced field. Over here are the templates. Anything that is in uppercase, like this, is a completed template. So for a content page, select this one, and that'll just auto-populate with some default content, and then you can get in there and start chipping away. Another way to do it is just to go to a page when you're logged in and create a clone. So if we're looking at the front of the site, whilst logged in as an administrator, you will see that one of the options is to copy as a new draft. Do that, and it will pull across all the theme info. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. We'll go to the courses section, which has only recently been filled in. This isn't rendering properly because we're logged in this additional bar, but you'll note this information here. People need to fill out a registration form and log in prior to purchasing tickets. I'll go into that when we go through events, but basically the events themselves are created using the events calendar pro and the pro ticketing system. So each of these products or these events is set up so that the tickets run through WooCommerce. The only thing that is really important to remember is that add that location while we're in here. With the tickets, when you're editing them, you create them in the event calendar. This one's already been created. All you need to do is select WooCommerce, fill out the details, save the ticket, then save the page like this. Okay, so that'll create the ticket within WooCommerce. Then you want to edit it to make sure that the categories are applied correctly. So the three that you need to put on there are full payment, the month, and the year. Okay, so these get pushed into Agile, and they pushed into Agile as tags, and can be used to search for your clients down the track. The full payment is a trigger for automation sequences. The full course automation sequence gets triggered by full and will require, and the deposit sequence gets triggered by deposit, and final payment will apply the full payment tag to the record in Agile. So making sure that these categories are applied properly is really important. So once the ticket's been made and the WooCommerce details have been sorted out, the submission of the product, when submitted, goes through this plugin here into Agile CRM. So just one more note before we go. Over here under Ultimate Member, you also need to make sure that you're applying the couples course to full payment, couples course commencement to deposit. Obviously, online couples course is for the online program, but this is how we manage the membership, the application of restricted content. So that's why we have Ultimate Member. Down the bottom of the page, you'll notice that there's a reference to the Justin Tadlock member portal. So this is a roles plugin which creates different access levels. These sync between the Ultimate Member and core WordPress. The reason we put this in is because the registration process, the amount of data that we needed to capture for the registration process was better done through Gravity Forms than through Ultimate Member. Just because we wanted the option to have payment originally, now everything is just going through WooCommerce. So from there, once the product is successfully purchased, it goes into Agile. We'll go into the campaigns. So these are our main campaigns. The online course is already set up as a drip feed, but if somebody wants all of the content quickly, all you need to do is add them to the online course fast track, and that will send all of the data quickly. I'll show you. So once they've paid, they get a trigger that says welcome, they wait 5 minutes, class 1, wait 5 minutes, class 2, etc., etc. The regular online course will stagger this out through a week. So basically, welcome, wait a week, wait 5 minutes, then a week. Welcome, wait 5 minutes, first email, or class 1, then it'll wait a week, and then class 2, wait a week, class 3. Down here, this complete online, we can use that as a search tag when doing some marketing a little bit further down the way. The face-to-face course, basically I was halfway through rebuilding this yesterday evening when I was asked to stop working on the project. The way that this trigger sequence works is that the tag of the preferred date in the registration form comes in here as a filter. So what you'll need to do is just finish building out that sequence. The date trigger, basically this is going to be usually 2 or 3 weeks out as the hard date to begin communications. And basically, it'll find, once the client has registered, it'll find the preferred date for the course, and then all you need to do is put that hard time in place. Just press escape if you're on a PC to get rid of that. So this is the hard date that you want any of the communications to begin flowing through. So this is the only other variable that you need to worry about. So it'll need to be 12 or 13, given that there's a no match over here. Put in the date of commencement for the communication. Basically, at this point, we're looking for whether or not they have paid or not. So you can put multiple nodes into the same thing. If this is January 2017, then we're probably looking at the communication sequences starting in December. So we'll choose December. I find it really useful to update the name with the date that it's going to as well. So first, So just update the label titles just to make it all a bit easier. So that's when the communication sequences can actually start. That'll be the hard deadline, and this is where you would start putting in information like finding out whether they're fully paid or not and creating two different strands or channels. Okay, so if you need any help with that, then I don't know, I guess I'm available for consulting. Let's save that campaign. And now I'll just take you through the registration form. So they need to register prior to being able to create a ticket. So basically the tickets won't show up unless somebody is logged in. That's so that we force them to fill out these details. What this does is it creates the base WordPress user as well. So if we go into, it might be easier to show this in the edit suite. So those forms. Okay. So this is the course enrollment form. The stuff that you need to know about this is in the settings. So what this is doing on form submission is applying the necessary tags to begin triggering automation. So it'll grab the basic details and create a new user, but these two tags, registered and preferred course date, are what trigger the sequences over here. So the preferred course date is what determines which of these strands, which of these date preferences begin the rest of the sequence. And as I was saying, yes, I was in the process of rebuilding that. Anyway, not to worry. The next thing that I guess you need to know is just how to stimulate triggers, how to start triggers. Sorry, how to start campaigns. So they've just recently updated the interface. I don't really like it, but to get to the campaign section, you need to select the marketing version, and you'll see that there are triggers for the stimulus, I guess. The trigger of the automation sequences. So I'll just go into a trigger to show you what I mean. Okay, so a face-to-face partial will still trigger the face-to-face course sequence when deposit payment is received. Okay, so I think probably I'll start with a new trigger just to make it a little bit easier. So when you add a trigger, you have all these options. One thing that we started using on the original sequence was the Stripe integration, which could actually trigger when the second payment was made. But yeah, click through. There's all these different triggers. The simplest one to work with is tags, and that's what I've done for the sake of ease of management. Okay, so say we're wanting to stimulate the fast track online course, and come up with a tag. Let's say we've created a tag called deposit paid. Okay, and that would trigger. We then choose the automation sequence that gets triggered when that tag is added. Okay, that's how you do it manually. But what we've been doing, as I mentioned before, is over here through this Agile WooCommerce integration, it's pulling in the categories and applying them as tags. Okay, so look, I think that is probably enough to give you guys an overview. If you need any specific details, then please get in touch. I won't be a dick about it. give me a call on the mobile, or send me an email to jeremy@acoda.com.au. Okay, thanks for your time.